Welcome back to Attack on Titan Anime Review episode number 53. This one I'm reviewing the 84th episode of the anime, Night of the End. And for like the fourth episode in a row, one chapter gets adapted for this episode. One. Not two, not three, not bits and pieces of other chapters, just doing one. Okay. And if you're curious, though, how many chapters are left for this episode to be finished? 12. And there's 3 episodes left to air. That or the fact it's not going to be 12 episodes, but that's the rumor I heard, that this is going to be 12 episodes. Yes, that's what I heard. Yeah, that's what I heard how long Cour 2 is supposed to be. Was, basically about 12 episodes. That is the suggestion I heard. It's supposed to be 12, but honestly, I'm not really sure. That or the fact they're probably going to, and this is my personal theory, my guess is maybe in the next couple episodes they might start throwing a little bit more. That or they might stretch it out. Who the heck freaking knows? Okay, the episode starts off with Gene. Yes, Gene, aka Horseface. No, I did not coin that term. That was actually coined by somebody else. The only one person I think he was the person who coined this. If anybody can confirm this, I believe it was Foxy Anime was the one who coined this phrase, coined this nickname for Gene. They call him Horseface. We see him like in like a possible alternate reality. He's married, got a kid, and no, his wife is not Mikasa. They do not show the fact that Mikasa is his wife, just a woman with black hair. But like, no, it's not Mikasa. The face is completely different. They have a kid together, also a grandkid, and he just sitting on a balcony drinking whiskey. Yep, that's what he's doing. And this is the reality he wanted, not the actual one. So he wakes up. And unlike last week, where when they show him in this room, which is the way they show in the anime, it seems like he's got a separate room, not share a room with about half a dozen people. So, he's woken up by Hange, who asks him to come outside, walks outside, and runs to her and Mikasa, of course. Now, mostly put, we pretty much are accurate with the start of this basically thing. Not really much change here. And then they go to a room where Hodge is, and they discuss basically a way to stop Eren. She admits that she's forming an alliance with the Card Titan and one of the survivors of Marley, one of the Stragos anyways, to stop Eren. And they need to gather allies. And this is presumably like the night before like Gene is taken by the Card Titan. Yep. And then we cut to, well, the whole group, basically, which is made up of Falco, Gabby, the Card Titan, the General from Marley, Hange, Levi is there, except he can't really do any fighting. Let's see, pretty much like almost the entire cast is here. Like all the good characters are here, with the addition of new characters who pop up just in the time skip. Yeah, I'd say for post-time skip characters, I think there's a total number of 4. Because pretty much everybody else was pretty much started from the start of the series. Yep. And they'll have a really good conversation. This conversation for us for a good chunk of the episode. Also, this episode revealed that Yelena is in fact not from another country. She's not from some country anything like Marley. Oh no! It turns out that was actually a lie. It turns out she's just a Marleyan. An ordinary Marleyan. And this is revealed by the Card Titan. And does Yelena basically like punch the Card Titan? No, she just rubs or does Card Titan's face. Yeah, Peck for some reason stays in the Card Titan mode like the whole episode when it lasts a little bit. Do not know why she stays in the Card Titan form. And here's something really weird though about this. If you notice though, whenever these guys are in their Titan forms, like most of them can actually talk in their Titan forms. The only ones I can think of they don't is Eren when he's an Attack Titan, Reiner when he's Armor Titan, and when Barney when he was the Colossus Titan. Those three, along with Annie, those four cannot talk while they're in their attack mode. They're in their Titan mode. But the Card Titan can actually have a pretty decent conversation. And does anyone not point out, though, the Card Titan has actually been to this island once before? In the previous season? Yes, because that's when we first see the Card Titan. Yep. And we had this whole conversation, which, by the way, Yelena's dialogue here, that this is actually a change. Her dialogue is mostly the same, except maybe the first visual change here, where the whole thing, like, recapping a lot of the elements related to the characters here. And the way it's told here is slightly different than shown in the manga. In the manga, they show people's faces while she's literally in the dialogue. In the anime, she's telling this while we're cutting into a bunch of trees because of the forest and they're eating stew. Yep. It's a pretty good conversation to remind people exactly what's going on here. We even briefly had look like Annie and Mika said look like they're about to go down. But nope, they're calmed down. And then, of course, basically, they have a thing like what happened with Marco. This is basically when they find out 4 years later, they find out about this. The viewer have known about this since the end of season 3. Now, basically, Annie tells them that she was responsible for Marco's death by removing his ODM gear, and it turns out she did it on the orders of Reiner. The viewer have known this since, of course, it was doing the flashback. This is actually the first thing the other characters know about this. I wonder if Eren knew about this too, because it's never brought up here. And is it weird that the Barna is not here during this conversation? Yeah, but there's a reason for that, because Armin ate him to become the Colossus Titan. And here's a little fun fact for you. Do you know how many times that Armin goes to Colossal Titan throughout this post-time skip? The answer is, like, once or twice. In, about 60 chapters. Yeah, throughout the remaining portion of this manga, the first time you see it is actually in the previous arc of the series. That's the first time you ever see him go to the Colossus Titan mode for the first time, post-time skip. And after that, I think he does, one other time in the manga, and I'm like, that's it? That's all he does? Eric keeps wondering, why does he go to Colossus Titan mode? He's pretty much the host of the tallest Titan in the whole franchise, who happens to be the face of the franchise. But no, only a couple times. Yeah. So then after Reiner was revealed that he was responsible, he was going to order Marco's death, Jean basically drops down his bowl of stew and proceeds to beat the living crap out of Reiner for this, until Gabby gets accidentally kicked in the side by Jean, and he does feel sorry about this later on. He does apologize to her the next day for it, and her side is hurting, and of course Falco's looking after her because, well, he admitted to her that he's in love with her. In the manga, he said he liked her. In the anime, he actually is in love with her. Yep. By the way, they bring up once again that she's the one who killed Sasha, which, yeah, it's been a while since. Well, actually, they did just bring this up very last episode. Yeah. So then, of course, I go to sleep, and after I wakes up, and of course, Reiner's one wakes up Gabby, doesn't hit her, and when it went against the cart. Now, this is a change. Oh boy, they changed something here. It's the seating position. Not really sure why they changed this for. I mean, it makes no freaking sense they do this, but they do. So they get into the carts, which, by the way, visually wise, now in the manga, it's basically the way they show it here, it's kind of like going through some rocky area. I think in the anime, it wasn't necessarily a rocky area. It was more basically grasslands and to be very hilly. So now, I should point out in the manga, the way people were seated here is that we have Jean, Annie, Reiner, who is across from Jean, and then across from Reiner, is next to Reiner, is Gabby and Falco. Yet, for some reason, they swap positions for Reiner and Annie. Do not know why they did this for, but they did. Well, they kind of in the way swapped it. Because really, the perspective of the anime is that Reiner is sitting next to Annie. I'm not really sure why they changed this for. I thought it was a minor change. And that basically their goal is to go into the ships at the dock and basically leave the island. And when they're like, I think they're about halfway there, and then the car titan shows up. And by the way, we finally see Peck in the episode for the first time. By the way, it is mentioned that Mikasa basically was the one responsible for trying to stop Eren. That's basically her job. Meanwhile, the rest of them gather allies. So, basically, Peck mentions that the docks are actually under control of the Jaegerists. And it's shown in the finale. The last shot we see is the leader of the faculty of the Jaegerists, because the Eren Yeager's not there, is holding a relative of Mikasa hostage to end the episode. And by the way, they have all the Jaegerists wear the post-time skip scout uniforms. Which, that I thought was kind of interesting, the fact it's like that, while people not associated with the Jaegers are wearing the pre-time skip outfits. Has anybody thought that was kind of weird? Like, Jaegerists wear the black outfits, and everybody else wears, like, the original attire, the one that everybody tends to associate these characters wearing. Now you might be thinking, is this a follow the anime to this? They had to show these characters in these particular outfits because this is the outfits you were familiar with them wearing. Actually, no. This is actually not Mappa's doing. Mappa had nothing to do with this at all. Because that's what they wore in the manga. So that's basically the reason why they're wearing the anime. I think also the reason why that the writer of the series decided to have them do it just differentiates the fact that, the guys in black are the bad guys. Well, the bad guy group, and these are the good guys. That's my personal theory why he did it, but yeah. But good episode. It's mostly put just basically just a big talky episode. But mostly put, it's also a story-driven episode. And you might be thinking, where the heck is Eren this whole episode? Did the anime cut him out, like if it was in the manga? No, he's actually not in the chapter. Nope. He's actually, for this later portion of the manga, he's actually absent for a good part of time. Yeah, because they helped the whole thing eventually of the rumbling. By the way, the rumbling is still going on. And no Titans. Yes, aside from the Car Titan is the only Titan actually shown this whole episode. Yep. But yeah, really good episode. And I'm looking forward to the very next episode, which airs next week. Now, like I said, as far as I can tell, there are 3 episodes left. Unless, of course, they somehow decide to squeeze in a few more episodes in here. Because they have 12 chapters left. I highly doubt they can do that in just 12 episodes. Unless, of course, 12 episodes is not accurate. Yep. So, yes, that's going to be pretty much it for this particular review. Stay tuned for next review, which is going to be Comic Corner, and that'll be pretty much it for tonight. Okay? Next video. Bye.